UFC Fight Night Della Maddalena versus Prates takes place this weekend in Perth, Australia, and I wanted to go ahead and do my predictions for this card. This is a really sick fight night. We don't see many that are this stacked. I mean, this is honestly like main event, not main event, like numbered card worthy level fights. I think they would really do this on a main card somehow. But let's go ahead and jump straight into our first prediction of Tai Tuivasa versus Louis Sutherland. The blow off. This is a tough one. No, it isn't. Louis Sutherland has looked terrible since he's come to the UFC. Before that, he was the vanilla gorilla. He was covered in muscle. He has traps bigger than his tits. But now he's off the sauce, and as you can tell, he's kind of melting in a way. He hasn't looked good at all. He has no grappling. He got heel hooked by Walter Walker, and then I'm pretty sure he got chinned in his last one, or like TKO. And I can't remember who it was against, but he was an absolute victim. And I think Tai Tuivasa's got the power to make Louis Sutherland another victim, and I just don't see Louis getting his grappling off and subbing Tai. If he's able to grapple and sub Tai, I understand he's got takedowns, but that's from when he was a roid monster. If he's able to confidently do that to Tai, then Tai's absolutely horseshit and should never have been in the UFC in the first place, and is just a drunk guy they grabbed from a bar. That's the outcome that this is. And what's going on with Tai's shins? Why does it look like that? Tai Tuivasa, though, he's got a lot of power. He can stand and bang. If he loses this, it's over. If he wins it, Jesus, he's right at the fabled Brazilian 10. I wonder if he'll hit it. But we're going to take Tai Tuivasa by KO in round 1 or round 2. Please let us see a shoey again, Tai. We move on to the undisputed champion, Shamil Gaziev. No, I'm kidding. Shamil Gaziev just got chinned in his last fight by Waldo Cortez Acosta. He had nothing for him, dude. He was getting his ass beat left and right. But he does have some power. He was able to put out Brent Peterson, local tubby. Sorry, this website's like kind of lagging. Any click I do is throwing things off. Brando Pericic got a crazy finish in his last fight. Was it against? It wasn't against Louis Sutherland. Who was it against? I can't remember. It might have been, but either way, Brando Pericic, I mean, the dude is a killer. Crazy power behind his hands. Really funny online if you follow him. Very well-rounded. Very, very well-rounded. I take that back. Not well-rounded at all. No, just like the dude doesn't get taken down. He's got very good takedown defense. And why would you go for offense when you have such good, significant striking ability? And Gaziev might have a round or two of defense, but I think Pericic is going to keep that pressure on and find a late round. Not even late round, probably a mid-fight TKO. I mean, Gaziev's going to try to clinch, but Pericic is strong. He's got frames. I mean, look at Gaziev, dude. He has no muscle mass compared to Pericic. This is going to be one-way traffic, and Gaziev is going to get blobbed again. We move on. Tim Elliott versus Steve Urseg. This is a tough one because the odds obviously are very favorable of Steve Urseg. But I don't know if I buy that because Tim Elliott looked really good. But how bad is Kaya Sakura? Here's the question. Obviously, both these guys coming off wins. They're relatively the same size. I don't know why this is a flyweight bout. I don't know why they have them at 135. The thing is, Ursig has decent striking, and I think he has decent takedown defense. It's all right, but Tim Elliott's a monster on the ground. Like, if anyone's grappling in this fight, it's going to be Tim Elliott, and I really think it is going to be a grappling fight because Steve doesn't throw much to begin with. So I think Tim Elliott's not going to feel in danger on the feet, so he won't panic shoot. He'll actually get to set up his takedowns, which I think have a lot more success than maybe a panic shoot or just in the midst of like a battle kind of shot. Tim Elliott's able to set these up, getting deep on the hips, hit some crazy stuff against the cage, and Urseg's good, man. He could be crafty and win this, but Tim Elliott's kind of coming to his own. The only thing is how good is Kaya Sakura? Because Steve Urseg, I mean, he lost to was it Moreno? I don't know who it was. I know he went life and death with Pantoja. Like, it was really close, but he got chinned by Cara France. Easy, man. This is the thing. But it's in his hometown, or not hometown, but home nation, I guess. Oh, this is tough, man. This is tough. I don't want to go off odds. I think I'm going to take Tim Elliott with the upset. Obviously, Steve Urseg favored strongly to win this, so if he wins this, maybe I'll feel dumb. But I feel like Tim Elliott has done really good work in his last 2 fights. I mean, we thought Kaya Sakura was really good, and he got subbed by, wasn't Pantoja. No. Was it? Hold on. I have to know this. Wow, it was. Okay. Dude's championship level, and he got dominated by not only the champion but by Tim Elliott. I think that means something. I think Tim Elliott's grappling is comparable to Alexandre Pantoja's. He's very sticky. He moves around a lot though. When you make it difficult for him, he's a flyweight. Like he's very fast. He finds position. And I think it's going to be too much for Steve Erceg. I think Erceg's going to try to get some striking off, but Elliott's going to be able to push him up against the cage, maybe get one hook in and start to peel himself to the back of Erceg. And I think it's just going to be too much for Erceg to deal with over 3 rounds. Flyweight fights usually fly by, no pun intended. They're very quick. Striking happens, grappling happens, and boom, it's over. And I think Elliott's just going to be able to figure it out a bit faster than Steve Erceg. I think this is also Steve Erceg's first. He got a win in his last fight. Who did he beat? I'm trying to remember. I think he won a decision, right? Ode Osborne. That's a good one, though. That is a really good one. Ode Osborne, he's not bad by any means. I don't know. It's not going to load, but I think we should stick with Tim Elliott as the underdog here. Did I pick any underdogs on the card? No, not yet. So I think my underdog pick of the main card is going to be Tim Elliott. We move on. This one could also be an underdog pick if you're confident. Beneil Dariush versus Quillian Salkilde. Excuse me. This is a tough one because it's like, do you trust the experience of Dariush or do you trust maybe the power of Salkilde? He's been able to find the kill shot on many people. Obviously, the Yanal Hashim's fight was extremely close, which is kind of worrying, but he also head kicked Nasrat Hakparas, but he was kind of losing that fight, was he? I don't know. Beneil hasn't looked good, though. Benil's been getting chin left and right, and he has taken some time off, but I worry that if Quillen can land clean, it's over, dude. I don't care how flashy Beneil is. I think Quillian knows that Beneil's going to be looking for a takedown, looking for an opening when he gets sloppy with the striking to get close and eliminate that danger of him not having a chin. And I think Salkilde is going to rise to the occasion on this. It's in Australia. The dude has consistently delivered. I understand this is a huge jump up in competition. This is probably the stronger underdog pick to take than Tim Elliott, but I don't know, man. I'm going to trust in the power of Salkilde. I think it only takes one, and he seems to be pretty good at setting it up, whether it's just right then and there like it was with the Jubilee fight, or if he set it up over a few minutes with the Nasrat Hakparas head kick win. So I think Beneil's going to look good, as he always does in his fights. He's going to be making it close. Maybe he'll get some clinch work off. Salkilde will have to work to get out of that or survive it at least. And I think if he just finds one big shot on Dariush, that's it. And I think that's going to happen. So we're taking Quillian Salkilde probably, I'd say round 1 or round 2 KO. If I had to bet, it's sad. It'll probably be. I'm sure Dariush will retire if he loses this fight by a KO. He could win by decision by riding Quillian Salkilde over 3 rounds with grappling and whatnot and just awkward striking like he did against Gamrot. But I don't know, man. I think his chin is just too weak. Unless he packs it for this one. Unless this camp he's just been not taking a single shot on the chin. He's been training and all that. I think Quillian's finding the KO. So we move on to the main event. JDM versus Carlos Prates. I don't want Prates to win, bro. Like, he's such an entertaining striker, but it's JDM. But Prates could put you out, bro. I don't. This is the dilemma. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm picking JDM. Ride or die, I'm picking JDM. From a fellow ginger to another, we got to stand with our own. We just won't be seen next to each other. I got to go with JDM on this one, and here's why. Carlos is very big, and that's true. We saw that in the face-off. He kind of frame-mogged Madalena, and he is very good striking. But something I've noticed is he is a big counter-puncher, and he kind of does it from range, essentially. Like, it's not essentially counters on maybe in the middle of throwing a shot, but right after that disengage, he kind of counters with his own. Like, with the Giles fight, he kind of had, like, a weird failed knee or kick he went for, and as they kind of reset, Giles went for something, didn't get it. As they reset, he jumps in 1-2, right? Like, a few of his KOs have been offense-led, like the Radke one, the Leon Edwards one, which kind of worries me. But he seems to have some sort of range. He's not like a super close person. Obviously, the spinning elbow is different. But essentially, he kind of has to find where he wants to be for this KO. And while JDM doesn't really set up KOs, he builds into them. And I think if he's able to keep pressure boxing on Carlos, maybe, walking him down, keeping him on the back foot up against the cage even, I think he can minimize some of the power that Carlos Prates is going to be putting his way. And I could see him clinching here. He's been working with Craig. I could see him maybe pressure boxing him up and behind the black line and then maybe shooting in and just clinching him, trying to zap out some of the cardio of Prates. We don't see JDM kick too much, at least anything above the leg, but maybe he takes a page out of, sorry, I just hit my little like air thing. Maybe he takes a page out of Ian Gary's book. Ian Gary was kicking the arms of Carlos Prates. Well, he was throwing head kicks and body kicks, but ones that Carlos had to block. And when you block that shock absorption, it just kind of takes away your sting on your punches and your speed. So maybe Madalena pulls that out for this one and tires out Prates' arm so he doesn't have the power to KO him. But I think if JDM can just stay defensively sound, not get set up, and keep the pressure on Carlos so he doesn't have time to snake charm him into a big shot, and as long as he minds his range, because Carlos is very long, we saw that with the Leon Edwards one, he was just able to step in and throw. I think JDM gets this done. Obviously, Prates could finish him. There's a very high likelihood that he finds that shot. We've rarely seen JDM like genuinely hurt by a shot. Obviously, it only takes one, but I want to trust in his composure. He's coming off that grappling loss, so I know he's hungry to get it back. He's already talking about wanting to work towards the Makhachev rematch, and I think he's going to prove it here. I think Makhachev is just levels above everyone else, and y'all think JDM's a can, but he beat the shit out of Bilal. I don't care if it was close. He beat the shit out of Bilal when Bilal had beaten Leon Edwards, Like, he's got good wins, and they're aging well, and Carlos Prates is obviously a big threat to the division, and he's got the power for it, but I just think JDM can do enough to get it done. I think he's going to be... He just has to chain it together, man. That's really all I'm saying here. He has to chain it together. He can't rely on one aspect of his game to lead him to victory. He has to put it together. He has to overwhelm Prates mentally to not let him find that fun range and flow state and that big shot. And, he just can't let him do it. And I'm worried. I'm very worried. But we ride or die with JDM. Taking him to win. Do I see him KOing Prates? I mean, Prates has lost quite a few times. Not in the UFC, but he's lost quite a few times. I don't know if I see him KOing him. Maybe JDM all of a sudden starts hurting Carlos to the body, and those Siga hits and liquor is starting to take their toll, and Prates is kind of getting tired resting against the cage, and JDM starts putting it on him, body, head, body, drops him. Like, I would go insane, but we haven't seen Carlos get that tired, even in a 5-rounder against a guy like Ian Gary, who was putting pressure on him, and he made Gary quit. So it's tough, man. But we're taking JDM by decision more likely than anything else. Please don't let us down. See ya.